Hi, I'm Nicholas Syhler. I'm co-founder and CEO of Embla. And here are my biggest lessons. There can be no change without conflict. I started my career as a medical doctor, and I was about to do a PhD so that I could specialize within cardiology. I had professors expecting me to do articles within digital health innovation, a research project we were running. During the project, I learned that it was actually product development and business development that I was truly passionate about. I also had a girlfriend at the time that expected to marry a medical doctor, and I did start to worry about whether or not being a medical doctor was actually right for me at all. So I did engage my professors, told them that, and my girlfriend, that my career would change. I would now become a founder instead. That definitely caused a lot of conflict at the time. In the end, the professors realized that I was actually probably better at doing business development and product development than research. And my girlfriend luckily became my wife. The point being, when you make decisions, you have to consider what is good for the most people. That includes the people around you, all those affected by the decision, but also yourself. Begin with the end in mind. When I was a student, I was walking down the street, and two people got shot right in front of me in a drive-by shooting. I once said goodbye to my grandfather in the hospital. He walked me out the door after being admitted for pneumonia. 2 hours later, the phone called and he was dead. I also once discharged as a doctor a patient from the hospital and told her relatives that she was now well. Before leaving the hospital, she had a stroke and died. Stories like that and experiences are really painful. What they taught me is that life is temporary, short, and it's fragile. So if you enjoy your life, enjoy the relationships you have, that you are building, the adventures you are on, figure out how you can take care of it. I know as a medical doctor that the best way to have a long and healthy life is to, for example, exercise. So start exercising already when you're young. This also is important in business decisions. Begin with the end in mind. When I take an action, what is the goal of this action? Try to backtrack what will happen. When I act like this, how will others react to my action? This is important to make the best decision possible. Find healthy ways to cope with your emotions. At Embla, we help people struggling with obesity. What we see is that the vast majority of our members are struggling with emotional eating. Emotions are fundamentally good. They cause action. But sometimes they can also be a big strain, and you have to find ways of coping with them. If you're unable to act on the emotion and resolve it, you use other remedies. This can be unhealthy remedies like too much alcohol, tobacco, or overeating comfort foods. You can also choose more healthy options like exercising, calling a friend, or engaging with your relatives. Throughout life, try to go for the more healthy options. As a leader or as a founder of a business, often there is a lot of emotional strain on the team. You're in a scale-up. There's ever pressure to grow faster and faster. As a leader, you will be facing a lot of emotional labor. It's important that you sometimes work as a heat shield to protect the team from undue stress. Be open and share what's difficult. Once as a founder heading a business, it was clear from a financial point of view that we were heading towards layoffs. In the management team, we chose not to disclose this to the wider team. We did this for good reasons. We didn't want to cause more anxiety that might impact the performance even further, causing more layoffs. We announced the layoffs on the very same day that we executed them. And afterwards, it was clear to me that that was the wrong decision. Trust has been hurt. And at the same time, many from the wider team had good ideas on how we could solve this crisis. We could have had that input before making this decision. I promised myself to be more open in the future. Be open when you're heading towards a crisis. Be open about there might be potential layoffs if we do not improve performance. This is what builds trust, and this is also what creates the best solutions. They say only dead fish go with the flow. I love this saying. Actually, my mother taught it to me. However, as I went through life, I have learned to disagree slightly. Dead fish do go with the flow, but so do smart fish. Except smart fish, they know when a waterfall is approaching. Flow here in our world means culture. So when you go through life, culture affects what you do. There's culture in the workplace, culture in your industry, culture in your family. When you just go with the flow, it's the culture guiding you. But sometimes the culture we have today is not what the future needs. And someone will have to be the first to try to change that. As an individual, know that it's okay to dissent on what is the norm today. That is how we change. As a leader, protect people who are dissenting and doing things in a new way, and be open-minded to the learnings they can bring. Something I'm truly passionate about, some change that will happen, is that right now a lot of people are asking a lot for the healthcare system, and we have so scarce resources to help all the sick people. I think in the future we as individuals will have to say, okay, what can I do to remain healthy? How can I limit the burden on the healthcare system? We're not there yet, but I believe that is the future.